Hello and welcome. My name is Astrid Dagmar and I'm an expert in profit through diversity. And today's theme is, are you flexible enough for diversity? And maybe you think this is a mean question or a strange question, but listen and think about where your flexibility is and what you think about when you think you are including and you are like fostering a diverse workforce. Because diversity is, of course, about gender, but it's not only about gender. Diversity is also about religion, about age, about ethnicity. Can't even pronounce that word. It's about family situation. It's about where you live and how you live. It's about sexual orientation and a lot of other things. And I just read here on LinkedIn actually that Spotify gives their employees the possibility to celebrate their religious holidays instead of the ones that are valid in the country they live in. So the Muslims didn't celebrate Easter, they will celebrate Eid, that is the end of Ramadan and in the beginning of May. Have you even thought about this? Have you even thought about if that someone might want to take off 2nd or 3rd of May instead of in the middle of April? And there are so many examples for this. I mean, I'm talking a lot about gender diversity because I have been in the tech industry for 25 years. As a woman, I know how it is to be a minority, but there are so many other things. So let's talk about this. Gender. Do you create an including environment? What do you think about when you're, for example, organizing an after work? What pub do you go to? What activities do you start? Are they including for all genders, for all ages? Are they including for example, people that don't drink alcohol? How many times have you told someone, come on, you can take a beer or something like that? And also, a lot of companies organize afterworks. What about the single parents with small children? They will never be able to participate. And now I'm mixing everything up, so I have to take a step back. And so think about, I mean, one thing is the outside activities or the things that you do as so-called social activities, the things that you do to make life easier for your employees. That's meaning celebrating your own holidays or their own holidays. It's meaning creating a welcoming environment. It means maybe giving the people the possibility to leave early. And because that's the next question. Do you have a policy that everybody has to be in the office from 8 to 5? And maybe you think that's very smart. Everybody is in the same place at the same time. Everybody does their work. You have control. You know exactly what they're doing. And that's the case, of course. But by doing this, you're excluding single parents with small children. You're excluding people that can't or don't want to travel a long way every day. You're excluding the persons that have to take care of a sick parent and maybe have to come in at 9 or 9:30. And think about what you are losing when you're excluding these people. You might lose important talent. And not only that, you might also lose your reputation as a good employer. If as a consequence of that you exclude these people, but also as a consequence of that people that might get into a situation might think it hard to ask for an exemption. So I try to summarize. It's about what you do at work. It's about how you treat like work times, workplaces, and so on. And in the pandemic, it was the other way around, right? Did you expect everyone to work from home? Did you expect that everyone had the possibility to work from home? Did you expect that everyone had enough Wi-Fi, strong enough Wi-Fi? Did you expect that everybody has a place to sit at where you can actually switch on your camera? Maybe people don't have that. I have had an employee who went to the office every single day because he said, I can't work at home. And I don't question that. That's if he says he can't work at home, then he can't work at home. We can't assume that everybody is the same. It's just an example. The same example is, of course, if you expect everybody to come into the office. A long time ago, I had a colleague who was living on a farm long ago. So he was used to work in the office Tuesday to Thursday and at home Monday and Friday, so he could get longer weekends on his farm. He was an excellent project manager. And then we got the reorganization and they forced him to come into the office. Do you think he stayed? No. So before you enforce rules that you think you need, first of all, think if you really need them, and then think also about who you might leave, who you might lose when enforcing these rules. And then you can think about if it's really worth it. And I have had an employer about it. It was like everybody should be here 8 to 5, because that's the way we work. That's the way we are efficient. That's the way I know who is here and who is doing their job. That's the way we do business. And then the pandemic came, and it was well proven that we still did a good job and that we still did our 8 hours and that we still served our clients and that we still were productive by sitting at home. And for some people, this was really painful. And for some people, this was such a relief to not to have to travel, not to have to sit in a noisy environment, not to have to go out for lunch and all this stuff. So there isn't one size fits all. Make sure that you think about what you really need to enforce. Make sure that you think about how you can do instead to reach what you want to reach with the rules and the requirements you have for your employees. And then when you do fun things, when you do including things, make sure they are really including. Make sure it's not required that you stay late. Make sure it's not required that you drink alcohol. Make sure it's not required that everybody eats the same thing. And make sure that it's not required that you have to ask for an exemption. Make it the rule that everybody can have it their way. So I hope this gave you some thoughts, and please let me know if you want more inspiration, and I have more information, of course, also how diversity can make you and your company more profitable. So let me know, contact me on LinkedIn, and I'll see you. I wish you a great first day and a great end of the week.